Nope, it's still broken. What do you mean it's still broken?
Just funny because you used the highlight message one to do it, which did highlight the message correctly. Just
I just saw that. Typical Mike. I should have guessed.
Well, the points are kind of mute because I've got 31k in points. I'm like, but I don't even use them.
Fair enough. Just give us a second. Okay, so that was a 5.5, but it was deep. Very, very deep. That's why it wasn't that bad. I'm talking about the earthquake, ladies and gentlemen, in case you're wondering. I just wanted to know where it was and how big it was supposed to be, but it was, decent. 5.5 is decent. But it was 190 kilometres deep, which is, not going to do much. Yeah, it's highlighted, and Patrio notice it's highlighted, then the issue's on your side.
This is on mobile.
Yeah, if you're on mobile, that might be it. I'm just trying to think what 190 kilometres is in miles, so the guys in America can get a reference of how deep that is. Oh gee, that's the second one we've had that's been around the 5. I think the last one was 5.8, and that was over 200 kilometres deep. Let me think. Well, it's almost 100 and... I'm guessing it's around 110 miles. Roughly around there. Or 118. So yeah, something like that.
118 miles, 2 hot dogs and 1 banana.
Yeah.
Or about 3 furlongs.
Yeah. Too deep to do any damage at that. I mean, the 7.2 we had was only 5 kilometres deep, which is 2 miles. So you imagine the amount of damage that did. 5 kilometres, or was it 20? It might have been 25 actually. Come to think of it, the 7.2 at 5k would have done a lot more damage. Mind you, the shaking was immense, but even at 25k, I suppose it would be too. So, just a reminder, which I'll probably remind you at the end of the stream anyway, ladies and gentlemen, as I take the sip of my our old coffee, that this Tuesday's Farming Sim stream won't be happening due to me being busy. I'm going to attempt to open up my front door and actually walk out of it and see what it looks like outside. I'm going to go from one city to another before they start putting COVID borders on, which they're looking at doing. If you haven't had your jab, you can't go anywhere. I haven't had my jab. Don't know whether I will or not, because the way they're pushing it, I'm starting to believe all the conspiracy theories now. Normally I don't sort of get into that, but I mean, I would look at them, but I'll sort of like look at them scientifically or stuff like that. I won't go, oh yeah, it must be right because it sounds right. But
my complication is so many places want a booking, and I'm like, I don't know what I'm doing 10 minutes before I do it. Just want a place where I can rock up, sit down, get the needle, sit around for 15 minutes so they can make sure I don't, keel over, and then be on with Mary. Rather than having to like, oh yes, I'll be here at 3 o'clock on a Tuesday afternoon. Oh, too much complication.
Well, it's how they just really, really push it, making you. I mean, theoretically, if it's that much of a hindrance, I mean, obviously there's people there that don't want it, but I mean, that's their choice, you know. If everyone else has got it, you've got the injection. It stops you from being killed by it, and catch the flu, all good. You'll survive. You catch something anyway, so the same result's going to happen. You're going to have days off, whether it's just the normal flu or COVID. But the way they're pushing it, oh my goodness me! And the other thing that concerns me is the amount of pain it causes people. So, and you just wonder what's in it that makes your arm so sore the first time and even sore the second time.
Yeah, that's been hit and miss. I've seen some people saying, oh, it's just a standard vax jab, you know, it's needle is a needle, whatever. And I've had other people saying, oh yeah, no, yeah, I was down for a day. And I'm like, okay, so obviously people are reacting differently.
Hello, ads. Yeah. Well, that's the thing. My real issue is the fact that they're going to stop you from doing stuff. It should have. I won't go into that, but it certainly brought my mind to something in the book, from the Book of Revelations, going along with the conspiracy theories with the 6G and stuff. But putting that aside, it's just that our constitutions guarantee us the right to actually deny things like that. And you should have that right without any hindrance to living your life. Any punishment, because it's in the Constitution. And to say that you can't do things because you haven't had the jab is a punishment for exercising your right that your Constitution guarantees you're allowed to have without any judgment or due punishment. Or no access to living in life, and being able to go out to places and all that kind of stuff is access. So that is part of life. So anyway, that's the way it is. Let's move on.
Well, what made me chuckle is fly in, fly out workers for mine sites have been told that they need to be at least get their first jab before end of year. So they obviously want all the workers constantly flying, being on planes twice a week sort of thing, to be protected and covered going forward, which is understandable. But my own manager said, okay, well, ideally everyone needs to be immunised because we're dealing with customers. Obviously, we're a very public-facing, being a retail company. And said that if you haven't got the jab and we go on a lockdown, you won't be able to work. And I was just like, I don't see a problem with this.
To be in lockdown.
Yeah, it's like
people will be out.
Oh, it's the part that really got me is that I think one of the early lockdowns, the sales floor was completely closed, but the warehouse was still open because we were considered essential services for white goods. So if someone, desperately needs to buy a washing machine, I'm like, but they're staying at home. Why do they need a washing machine today? And the second time they locked down, they're like, oh yeah, well, we'll do online orders and they could all pick up from the warehouse. I'm like, well, so much for protecting me. And so I just work in a stuffy warehouse. That's the only time I complain about wearing a mask, is the fact that I'm actively shuffling around heavy white goods. And I'm like, I'm sitting here, exerting labour. And it wasn't that I couldn't breathe, but my face was sweaty. I had to take a break for during my half-hour lunch break, just take the mask off and just wipe my face down with, sanitary wipes, just to get the sweat and everything off, because I was like, I think I just gave myself bed sores.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. It's going to cause controversies and issues and all that kind of stuff, and then in about 50 years' time, it'll be a non-event. It'll be in the history books, like the Black Plague and the Spanish flu.
Yeah. I was going to say, the 5G will be outdated, so the jab won't be required. That being said, if you follow, was it Red Dwarf? It was Rimmer's brothers all had a chip implanted at high school age, I think it was. So it's the idea is that it's an entire memory bank that can augment it. So yeah, they essentially have an encyclopedia on a chip and insert it into their skulls to improve their intelligence. Rimmer missed out on that, and I'm like, if that was a real thing, I'd totally go for it. Could do with some extra augmented intelligence. That's why I say to people that I'm half as smart when I'm away from my phone because I can't look things up.
It's called a smartphone for a reason. They obviously had foresight. They knew where it was going to end up being like when they named it.
Well, the other joke is, was it, you go back to the 1950s and saying, oh yes, most people would communicate with devices smaller than a cigarette case and they'll be stored in their pockets. Really? That's amazing. What do they use it for? Ah, sharing jokes and looking at cat pictures.
Looking at videos of kittens and cats. I did mention, yeah, I did mention. Alright, I was about to say, did I mention that we won't be streaming on Tuesday? I did mention that. But I will be back tomorrow. Well, I should be back tomorrow with translation. See if I can turn the disastrous episodes of what happened last week. The constant going into debt, being boarded by pirates and ransomed. My poor ship's been ransomed. Mind you, it turns out I've obviously with the last ransom offer was the lowest. They originally ransomed my first ship for 19 million, then they ransomed my second ship for 20 million. And obviously I entered into the being a good customer phase with the pirates, and the third time they gave me a bit of discount and only asked for 16 million. So, yeah, not all bad.
Checking off your frequent shopper rewards. So you pay the ransom, see them off. Same time next week, same time next week.
Well, eventually I'll be able to unlock the ships that come with armed guards or water cannons on them. I don't know how that works, water cannons.
Because they try and come up to you with a bunch of dinghies and you just either A, flood them, or B, you know, you're so busy trying not to get splashed in the face. That's anti-riot control, non-lethal. Or less lethal.
Well, I thought it was them. I'll just turn up every time I go off to be a pirate. I would make sure I brought some shampoo and soap with me and make the most of it.
Although I was about to say I would rather a Browning M50 or a 50 cal, something like that, but I'm like, well, hang on a minute, a water cannon's actually a good idea because you've basically got infinite ammunition. It's right below you.
Yeah, no. Yeah, well, that was my theory when my ships caught fire, but still one of them sunk. Now, I've got a mosquito flying around here, which is really weird. There's some weird things going on this year that are not around the realms of the norm. And one of them is normally we've got mosquitoes turn up in the evening and at dusk. But now they're turning up during the day, which I've never seen.
Unless there's some stale water around somewhere.
No, there isn't. They move up from the river at that time of night, so which is a bit of a pain during summertime. You're sitting in there with hot temperatures, and then you've got to shut all your windows. Which would be alright if we were like Australia and had air conditioning in every single house, but we don't.
Not every house has air conditioning. I mean, down here in the city, yes, they do, although some of them make the very poor choice of going for evaporative. I don't know why you would ever choose evaporative.
What?
Evaporative air conditioning, where they put the water down the paper cartridge and then the fan blows onto it.
Oh, never knew that was a thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, as its name implies, the idea is that the water will go down a paper matrix, so it's about the size of an A3 sheet of paper, a little bit bigger, large square. Fan will blow through it, and through the process of the water evaporating, it cools the air, and that's how you get air conditioning in that fashion. The trouble is the fact that it works on evaporation, so when you have a particularly muggy day or muggy climate, well, guess what doesn't happen?
Yeah, exactly.
So, down here, where it sort of varies between good dry summers and occasionally muggy days, you get some people who have evaporative air cons, and I'm just like, if you're not in a desert, why? Because it is cheaper and more efficient, in a dry climate. You can get like portable ones that are about the size of an old CRT TV, but you put it in your 9 litres of water and it'll go for an easy, like full 24 hours without having to be topped up again. But yeah, if it's muggy, then they're absolutely useless. It's just a fan blowing hot water everywhere.
Yeah, they don't know it. See, they won't work in Auckland because it's muggy all the time. To the point when if you have a day that it's not muggy, you're not used to it and you think it's a sign of the end of times. Give me 2 seconds. I need to grab my fly spray and have a wee chat with this mosquito. I'll be back in a second.
Don't forget the Zippo. Well, on the other side of things with refrigerative air conditionings, or I suppose compressor air cons that most people know, the box air cons or the split systems, they have the metal grill fan box thing on the outside. Those are all well and good, but it is shocking the amount of moisture they pull out of the air during the day. Which of course is why they drip.
Sorry, I needed a quick break as well, it turned out.
It's all good.
And I'm enjoying the smell of the fire spray. Oh, I love the smell of that fire spray.
Actually, there's one for you. Do you get Glen 20 disinfectant spray over on the other side?
Probably, I don't know. It's not in my budget, so I don't go looking. I only know, the only thing is I know what we sell is generally because I'm buying it. So. Well, things I was used to buying, but no.
Yeah, well, basically it's like an antibacterial / sanitization spray thing. It's hospital grade, kills 99.9% of germs, saves the other 0.1 or 0.01% to warn the others. Long story short, this stuff has got a pretty powerful scent to it. It's not exactly pleasant. And yeah, sitting at work one day and someone comes over the headset radio. Guys, just let you know, Glen 20 is not an air freshener.
Well, I'd use this as an air freshener, but if it wasn't so expensive, being a fly spray. Oh yeah, the smell is, it smells, it's an orange scent, but it smells exactly, yeah, but it's got the same smell as when I was a kid. We used to have, actually they might be still around, I don't know, because I haven't bought them or looked for them, but there was an ice box which was called a fruju, and there was 2 or 3 flavours. It was orange, lemon and lime, and pineapple, I think. But the orange was really, really nice, and this fly spray smells the same as that orange fruit you tasted. It's got the same smell. It was heavenly. But the problem is, it's not always available, because the supermarkets tend to sell odourless fly sprays these days. And odourless fly sprays actually make my throat hurt. So I got to try, and if they don't have that one I want, which is the best fly spray out of that range, it's a well-known brand, Mortine, and yeah, the other ones I don't find work as well. This one, this was the only one that has that smell and works really well. The other one I like to buy that works almost as good but smells really good is actually a Budget brand, and that is the name of the brand, Budget.
Same as over here, we got Black and Gold. What was a competitor for Black and Gold? It was, I think they literally called themselves Savings. I don't know if they're still around or not. But I mean, obviously Mortine's internationally popular, but funny enough, I find that P-Bow actually works quite nicely. Not the best smelling spray in the world, but catch a fly mid-flight and you literally just barely even touch it, like just a little tss, and that's it. And within about 5 seconds that fly's on the ground and it's stopped. It's not even like buzzing around in pain or anything, it's just gone.
Yeah, no, we, I mean, the Budget brands are actually brands, well, there's, I'm not talking about the actual brand name Budget, but that's owned by one of the supermarkets. And the supermarkets have their own sort of budget type brands. There's, I can't remember what the other ones are because I don't go to the other supermarkets, but Home Brand, that's the other one. But the two main fly spray brands are Mortine and the other one is Raid.
Yeah, we get Raid. Not very effective in my opinion.
Oh, and Black Flag. That's the other one, Black Flag.
Yeah, no, we get Mortine, Raid, P-Bow. I'm trying to think if there's any other major brand names I can really think of anyway. What was the company that makes them? Bayer and something?
Yeah, I know the one you're talking about. The international company, Bayer and something or other, yeah. Bayer Merchant or something like that. I think they're a German brand. Because I see them sponsor a lot of German football teams, soccer teams. In fact, I think they're the main sponsor for the German national soccer team.
Well, I'm thinking it is Funny enough, Bayer Crop Science. Could have sworn I had an N for the second name, but yeah, like N for November. Like Bayer.
I thought it was N. Oh, Bayern. Yeah, maybe it is. Yeah.
Just trying to think whether it's for some silly reason I'm thinking like Bayer and Noble. I'm like, no, that's not right.
Ah, it's not. It's. Oh, I know the one you're talking about.
Oh yeah. Yeah, it is agricultural. Bayer AG, German multinational pharmaceutical and life science company. That's what I've been thinking, pharmaceutical for, you know, like Dettol and,
Yeah.
and painkillers and stuff.
Why is he stopping right there? Oh. How full is that guy? Where is he? Sugar beet 98%. Well, you should have been delivering that ages ago. Is he going to the right place?
It should still be a warehouse.
Oh, they're both the warehouse, were they?
Yep.
Phew. Mind you, when I said it, I realised it was you that set it up, so the chances are, yeah, you're going to the right place because it wasn't me that set it up.
I was about to say, curiously, the first contract hasn't completed itself, but of course, it'd be splitting it between the two.
Yeah. I hope so.
Both of them are around 70-something%.
I'll wait for him to come back and we can call it there. Don't know what we're going to call it, but we'll call it something. Perhaps we could call it there.
We can call it something else, that way it's neither here nor there.
Yes, obviously that's a good indication with those two wonderful, outstanding, award-winning jokes that it is almost time to end the stream. So we can go off and have an energy drink or something along those lines.
Yeah, I'm thinking Subway for lunch today.
Oh,
hankering for some chicken strips with a bit of bacon on top, seeing as I missed out my bacon egg this morning. Seriously, who puts avocado on chicken cheese mayonnaise sandwiches? What kind of lunatic?
Didn't even think about Subway, and then you mentioned Subway, and I'm going, oh, I could do with a bit of Subway. I mean, I'd prefer Pita Pit, but they're more expensive, but nicer, but more expensive.
Yeah, I still can't believe Americans don't get carrot on theirs. Like, you can't even ask for it.
Really?
Yeah, I was surprised because I was talking to one American friend from North Carolina, and I was like, oh yeah, blah blah, this is my usual Subway order, you know, chicken strips, lettuce, carrot, cheddar. I'm like, carrot? I'm like, yeah, occasionally have beetroot too, but you know, carrot.
Yeah, anything.
Basically a chicken carrot burger. And like, no, we don't get carrot. I'm like, really?
Oh, I don't like places that put carrot in their burgers. I've never understood carrot in a burger, ever.
It's one of the few vegetables I'm actually very, very keen on. But that's the part that gets me is that unless you're talking like a slaw mix, so in your traditional American burger houses where they do the whole, cabbage, carrot, and mixed salad. A lot of your mainstream burger places don't use carrot, and it's always just the standard, lettuce, tomato, onion. I'm like, I don't like tomato and onion.
Yeah. It's rare getting carrot on your burgers. I never liked it, but I can't eat tomatoes. I'm allergic, so I always get them to take the tomatoes off the burgers.
Thankfully, I'm not allergic. I do request it without, but I've got one friend who, same thing, he's not allergic, he just hates tomatoes. But if they've accidentally put the tomato on, he'll return the burger and get them to remake it without a tomato, whereas I'm just like, ugh, tomato, peel it off, keep going.
Yeah.
So, touch wood, I'm not allergic. Same for nuts. There's stuff with nuts that I'm just like, ugh, no thanks. Touch wood, not allergic, but yeah, no. I think apart from like processed nuts like peanut butter and stuff where it's mixed in, if you gave me like a bag of beer nuts, I would much rather peel the tin lid off a can of acetone and sniff that. It would be less painful.
Yeah, I normally get a meatball sub from Subway, and I just get the onion and cucumber and what else? I can't remember what else. Yeah, I've got to get the old smoky, old Swiss cheese though. Old English. Yeah.
You go cheddar because it's a safe bet. I think at one point I was on a stint of going for wheat bread instead of white bread, just because it's slightly more, I say earthy, but I'm sure there's another word for it. It's like a more coarse texture. My mum's a weird one. She goes for teriyaki chicken toasted with cheddar, onion, and something else. But no extra sauce and no extra fancy salads. Like, it's literally just like, because obviously the teriyaki chicken's got its own marinated sauce. But yeah, toasted with cheese, onion, and with tomato, I think it was.
I get a barbecue sauce with my meatball.
Yeah,
definitely toasted, always toasted, no matter what I get. The other one's the pork riblet I get, which I normally get like barbecue sauce and or honey mustard.
Yeah, I usually go chicken fillet, lettuce, carrot, cheddar, occasionally beetroot, depending how I'm feeling. And sauce choices, I default to mayonnaise, but occasionally I'll go for either sweet chili, barbecue, or honey mustard. Oh, and just a very light crack of pepper, and then you watch them just go absolutely ham on it. I'm like, no, I just want like just a little taste of pepper, not a full, coating.
Oh, he's back, Jack. Nice. All right, I'll let Patrio say his goodbyes. That's us for the day. It's now, well, it's pretty much on 5 o'clock for me, so perfect timing.
Well, in which case, thank you very much for joining us, ladies, gentlemen, other, etc. And as JJ has mentioned, we will not be back on Monday. Well, I won't be back on Monday because I'm working, or neither Tuesday because he's busy. So we shall catch you in 7 days. We'll be... I'm just doing your intro now, aren't I? No, outro.
Yeah.
Yeah. We shall catch you when we next do, and thank you for joining us.
Yeah. Exactly, Lamondo. Yeah, like I said previously in the stream, I shall be back tomorrow with translation. I won't be streaming on Tuesday. Hopefully I remember to put that into my schedule. And Wednesday won't be. It's normally my day off unless there's the odd occasion I really feel like doing something like a stream for some weird, bizarre reason. Thursday back with Transocean, and then we're back into the Friday, Saturday streams of ETS Fridays, ATS Saturdays with the competition that ATS is currently in the lead. And then back to this next Sunday, if all goes well, on Tuesday, which is the repairing and fixing, hopefully, of my PC, and maybe some money back would be nice too. If I don't, I've got a spare motherboard and CPU, I'll say you. For those that haven't heard me say that I'm replacing it because I think they're broken. Going cheap. Possibly. I don't know. We'll find out. I'll let you know on Sunday. And if I don't turn up on Sunday, you know it didn't... well, Thursday, I should say. And if I don't turn up on Thursday, you know something went horribly wrong. Yeah, I covered my schedule, eh? Yeah, anyway, if you go to my schedule page, that'll give you your local times and days and what I'm streaming there, because for some of you, obviously my time's different, that's for sure, and my day's different for some of you as well, especially you guys in the US. I'm a day ahead of you. Not like full 24 hours, but my day's got a different name to yours when I'm doing the stream at that current time. Big thank you to Mike for the bits and keeping me company, us in chat. Also to Sneck with the gifted sub for Northern and subbing himself and being in here. It was absolutely awesome having you here, buddy. It was good to see you. It's been a while since we've had a chat and stuff. Let me get stuck, right? Yeah, why not? Completely stuck. On God knows what I got stuck on, but I got stuck on something. Northern as well. I'll thank you for subbing, but you are subbed now, but that was because of the generosity of Snake. Sneck, not Snake, Sneck. Snake's different. He wasn't here today. He's here occasionally, but not today. And who else was it? There was someone else who gave me a follow. Actually, it was TTV Doofus. First time in the stream, chatting away, kept us company at the beginning. Absolutely marvellous. Nice to have met you. Hopefully you come back at some stage, and yeah, we'll end up doing a multiplayer with a bit of luck. Hopefully at one stage, if I get to be able to afford a dedicated server, I'll be quite happy to let people on, loosen me restrictions as to why I won't instantly let people I don't know on, especially when it's my PC being the host. But if I get a dedicated server, I'm pretty sure will change, but comes down to finances. Hopefully they'll change for the better where I'm able to do that, because more the merrier on any multiplayer is always good. Anyway, guys, for the rest of you that have come along, whether you've been and gone, still here watching after the fact on either the Twitch VOD or the YouTube videos, for those who don't know, if you miss a stream and you'd like a choice, I've given you one. You can either watch the whole Twitch VOD in one big long, 3.5 hour length, and then, you know, well, I was going to say something there, but I won't, so the was pointless. Either that, you can wait a week and then the stream will be uploaded to YouTube, chopped into 35-minute episodes or thereabouts, just so you can watch a little bit of the stream, go off, do something else, and come back to the next part so you know where you're up to. If you prefer that option, there's a link in my About page, or you can type in !YouTube into chat, and hopefully the bot, and hopefully the bot's actually going to work and give you that link. Anyway, guys, that's it for today. So hopefully we'll see you guys in the next stream. Let's see if I can draw this out to the last bit of this sugar beet and end it on that. Yeah, hopefully we'll see you in the next stream. If we don't, we will see you when we do. Until then, take it easy, enjoy your weekend, make the most of it, especially you guys in the northern hemisphere, because you're going into winter. So if you can get out and about, do it before you're stuck in with the rain and snow and the white Christmas and all that kind of stuff. And just look after yourselves. Most importantly, look after yourselves and each other. Until next time, guys, take it easy, have a good one, and we will see you later. Bye, guys.